we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Of course, it's still Star Wars Day either way.
How long is it Star Wars Day, JP?
Well, actually, to be honest, it's actually a Star Wars week. I can actually tell you the entire week.
Well, I know tomorrow's Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah, there are other ones too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you during the break, so people don't have to hear about our morning conversations.
We have a whole week of this.
Yeah, he just said it's a whole month, Terry.
A whole month?
Yeah.
The whole month of May?
A week. A week.
I will second something before I got here. The point that y'all made about the Disney ruining the last trilogy. I'm kind of like Rocky V. I'm pretending that it never happened.
Yeah, you and me both, Chip. You and me both.
Well, NBA playoffs time. The Hornets aren't in the playoffs. We got things to do, Zach. So Lamelo Ball laid down and got a full back tattoo. Looks kind of like Tom's, but a little bit different.
Is this fake or real?
Terry, this is real.
Okay, that they're doing this all.
Why do you? Every video I put, is this fake or real?
Well,
I ain't showing anything fake yet.
Photoshop.
Look at that.
All I see is it says rare one, but I thought it said dare, like the old
the drug.
The drug.
That's
dare to keep kids off drugs.
That's what everybody's making fun of. Saying
This is what happens when you don't dare to keep kids off drugs,
it
Zach.
looks like the Dare logo.
Yeah.
But like, what's bad is like, I don't know if you've seen it before, but LeVar is against the any tattoos, and he's already made it clear to them, and it was in their show that he wasn't happy about the older one getting a tattoo. And I see there you go, Zach.
Yeah, it's the first thing I saw when it pulled up.
For you folks don't remember, it used to be a campaign. And then,
they don't do it anymore. They just have a dare
I can even remember the song. That's bad, but first year they did it was my.
There's his arm
when I was
tattoos.
in school.
So it's what it's supposed to look like. He calls himself the rare one, even though there's 3 brothers and they've all made the NBA. So
And he's the rare one that plays and doesn't get hurt.
Jello, I think he got a tattoo, and something about LeVar saw it, and they asked him on camera, Lamelo, if he knew about it before LeVar saw it. He said, "I ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch."
Well, let me ask
he
you
obviously knew about it. Yeah.
How much that cost?
Oh,
5,000 or 10?
He's got it, Terry.
I know that. I'm just asking.
That's big money right there.
Probably. I don't know what a whole back tattoo on a 6'8".
Yeah, I think they do something like
and
that.
I wonder how long that took.
They charge you by the hour when you do something in that range.
Yeah, that's probably the deal on that one, Terry. It probably was by the.
They're artistes, Zach.
Unreal.
But something like that, I thought would take like several going back.
Me too.
Going back. I don't think they could do that in one day, could they?
No.
Yeah.
I know with mine, it took them multiple. No, I'm just.
Don't forget Lakers.
You got the one.
Heck yeah.
Lakers
You're
won
preseason champ.
That's not preseason, Terry. It's in season.
Well, in season.
Not much of a difference, Terry.
That's
I'm
what
with
I'm
you.
saying.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
They lose the other day. He said it's just basketball. They'll all be okay, Terry. They win the in-season practice tournament, and he's in ski goggles covering reporters in champagne.
Didn't keep Darvin Ham from getting fired.
Blames Darvin Ham.
Yeah, I know.
And
Gonna hang a banner and fire your coach.
I'm going to tell you, he's been
gonna
out
win
there.
this year.
Huh?
Think about it. Coaches get fired all the time about being coach of the year. Darvin won a ring this year in the season.
Gonna hang a banner. Yeah, I got fired that season, guys.
Hey,
3 coaches since he got out there.
Hey, Kevin, we talked about this at the baseball game I was working last night. If you're Charlotte when the draft comes around, hoping against hope, do you draft Bronny in the second round?
Yes.
Oh, in the second, yes.
First round.
Draft in the first round?
We haven't hit a first round pick in 27 years.
Well, okay.
We draft LeBron, Terry, with the 10th pick. Basically. Right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me why wouldn't you?
I mean,
okay, real quick. Who are you picking with the pick if you don't pick
I was about to say, who do we have to offer?
Who are you picking? Do you know anybody coming out of college?
Armando Baycott.
with the 3rd pick, Baycott's going 3.
Why would you not take him?
I'd pick Bronny.
And then on the back end, if somebody else wants him, get rid of him for somebody else. Somebody that's going to make you better.
You could trade him to the Lakers.
Yeah.
They'll whoever LeBron's team he's going to be with, you could trade him to them.
I keep going around on Charlotte, and don't get me wrong. I mean,
you
they're
get
right
Anthony
down
Davis.
here.
You might be able to get Anthony Davis.
I'm not as bad.
Yeah,
on
I was thinking the
Hornets.
same thing, Kevin. Good AD.
I'm not as bad on the Hornets as I am the Panthers, but The Hornets, I look at them, and their whole downfall come from Kobe Bryant. When all that happened there, they have never succeeded since, to me.
Terry, the comment you just made, actually, we've got a knock on the door. David Tepper would like to speak with you.
That's good. I'll speak to him.
Go knock Terry's hat off.
Every day.
Not that hat. Hey, don't knock that hat off. I'll have issues with that.
Well, here's speaking of Charlotte, here is Luka Doncic making fun of J.J. Redick for interviewing with the Charlotte Hornets. Zach, hit the audio on that.
Charlotte Hornets!
Straight laughing at him, Jerry.
Who's with him? Do we know? I don't either. I was trying to figure it out.
Might be a dookie for all we know. Well, that's another thing too. That they're talking about is that you're right, Chip. That's the next rumor is that So Terry, like, well, no, and here's what's the thing we talk about, Jordan and this and that. Kobe had Phil Jackson said he wouldn't play for anybody else other than Phil. Michael said he wouldn't play with anybody else other than Phil. And then who else was I about to say? Oh, Duncan was who I was going to mention. Popovich, he wouldn't play for all the guys that played for him said he wouldn't play for anybody. And year after year, when LeBron loses, the coach gets fired every time.
That's the third time he's been out there.
I'm talking about in his career.
Yeah, he's got the most fired coaches in his career. Just come up today. It's like almost 8.
The only one they wouldn't fire was Spoelstra. Pat Riley told him no, and he left. Pat Riley told him no. He wanted Spoelstra gone, and Pat Riley told him no.
Another person that interviewed for the Hornets, I don't know if you saw it, was Jerry Stackhouse.
Now, I would sign up for that.
Yeah, that's what I told y'all in the beginning I'd like to have.
Those grown men will respect Jerry. Some of these college dudes don't care. All right, here is the controversy this week. This is disrespectful as you can about get, I think, maybe. Tom, you've been in the NBA locker room for interviews before. Have you seen this Pat Beverly situation?
Yeah.
No. So this is
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's always got a bad attitude.
This is after. He just got into it with a fan.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball.
He threw a basketball at a fan, and he blamed the fan because you know what the fan was chanting. You know how you go 1, 2, 3, whatever. Wolves. The fan went 1, 2, 3, Cancun, and he threw the basketball at him.
But the fan, when he threw the ball towards him, lobbed it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, he fired it.
He fired it back at him. Threw it twice at him. So anyway, this is a ESPN reporter, and they're saying she's a woman. They're trying to use that angle. I don't think it has anything to do with her being a woman. I think he's a jerk, and this is how some of them are, and they look down on other people. And Tom, you've been in these locker rooms and see how people look at you, treat or talk to you.
I like him.
This is Beverly.
But I like him when he's speaking just basketball of how good people are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I appreciate all that, but this right here was uncalled for.
All right, make sure I got him.
Here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Before I finish. Yeah. You subscribe to my pod?
Do I subscribe to you? I do not subscribe.
So you can't interview me then. No disrespect.
Well, Jamal is here.
You subscribe? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Again, there were a couple times.
So he asked her if she subscribes to his podcast. She says no, and he says, you can't interview me then. So she still stands there and holds the mic. She doesn't say anything else. Now watch him.
Then a bucket or two. In previous games, y'all have been able to kind of get over that hump, or maybe.
He pushes her mic away.
Was it anything they did in particular, or was it just one of those where the bucket didn't go down, there wasn't the stop, they made one? What kind of prevented that you all from being able to get over, kind of like you have in the past?
You'll move that mic, please, or just get out the circle, please, for me, please, ma'am. If you're not subscribed to my pod, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Terry?
Don't they have rules for them with media and stuff?
Yeah, he should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well,
because there's a lot of people that walk in there from all types of different places that are in that interview, and for you to sit there and tell one individual, you don't subscribe to my pod, so I'm not even going to let you in here. Okay, you go to a room somewhere then, and I let who in that you want in, and then you don't have to do it. But they've got to be available for everybody, and then him do that.
So I don't know if this is home or away, so I can only speak to what those are as far as how the Hornets handled it, and what I've been in is. So if you want to talk to the Hornet, the home team, you got to get in there as quick as possible because they're going to get in and get out, and they've got their own little room and little club, and they can hide away from you and stuff. The away team's basically sitting in a basement cellar. How else would you describe that, Tom? It's just plain as it can be. The away team, just got a couple showers and some lockers, just like you see in cubby holes, and depending on what team you play, some teams will not allow you in the locker room at all. Actually, they'll bring the guys out to the hallway. And so if you see the guys talking in front of one of the banners, all they do is take a flag like that, stick it on the wall with tape, and then have him stand in front of it in the hallway. You see him sitting down, he's in the locker room, and that don't look like a nice locker, so I'm guessing that is the away locker room. So in that situation, you go in.
Oh, that was right after. That was at Indiana.
Right. Okay, so it was the away locker room.
Yeah.
So in that situation, you're sitting there, and some of the guys went off to the shower. Some of the guys are getting dressed and everything. And you wait for them to get dressed, and then the reporters just walk over and talk to them. And so it's not like, hey, you come to me, you come to me. It's like you wait for one of the guys to sit down, and some guys talk. They'll turn their back. If they don't want to talk, they'll turn their backs and won't look at it. But if the other guys, they'll sit up, and he's facing the crowd.
Yep.
He is welcoming reporters by sitting that way is what I'm trying to say. And for him to act like that, and it's like I said, I don't know if it's in particular about her because she's been there forever. She's like a 10-year veteran reporter or something like that for ESPN. It's the, hey, you shouldn't, you're not good enough for me type of thing like, that I get. Like, you guys are beneath me, and that type of stuff. Like, we're grown human beings. We stand in line at the Waffle House or wherever or whatever store or whatever. We're the same people. It's like umpires, people yelling at you from behind the fence. As soon as I walk around this fence, well, now what? Like what does that fence do that protects you? And he was, I don't know for why he was acting like that in particular, but they say he does that to a lot of people.
And there's times where they can cross the line with athletes or with public figures, but you are that. You are a public figure, especially successful ones. A big portion of your revenue due to the salary you're getting is from the exposure that your specific field profession has received. So there's got to be a little bit of a complimentary or partnership agreement with the media, and I don't. That standoffish attitude is just not. That's just tasteless.
You guys got anything else to say about that? Anything good?
I mean, it's just
between the ball and that, Terry.
If she had been like disrespectful to him or something, which I did not see in that video.
Right. No. Right.
Like if she was disrespectful to him or something, it's like, well, if you're going to be disrespectful to me, then I'm not going to answer your questions. I can understand that. Mm-hmm. You don't subscribe to my podcast. You didn't like my Instagram post. Mm-hmm. You know, you didn't share my Twitter post. I mean, it's just. And
what you should have said was, your podcast is garbage, so I'm not gonna subscribe to it. I just want to interview you.
Had she said that, I could understand. Like, your podcast is garbage, which it probably is.
Zach, what she should have said
I'm
is.
Just saying. I mean, it's just all these dodo heads with their Instagram and podcasts. They've ruined it because it's all about me.
That's
like it's all about me. If you're not into me, I love me some me. So if you're not into me too, then screw you. You can't ask a question.
Real quick. So Tom, how much free time do you have a day?
Me?
Yeah,
not a lot.
When you get that free time, do you say, you know what I want to do? I want to listen to Patrick Beverly podcast.
No. Tom, have you ever listened to it?
No, I've never listened.
I've never listened to it. Zach, have you listened to it?
No. Like, we can't interview him.
Hey, Zach, what she should have said was, "I'm sorry, you have a podcast."
This is, to me, and I know someone in this room is going to take offense to this. This is like interviewing Draymond Green. Why are we interviewing the 10th best player on the basketball team?
It was like Barkley said the other day. He said, "You know who asked about you the other day, Draymond? Who? Nobody."
But that's my point. Is that if I'm going to listen to a podcast, I'd listen to Giannis or Durant or Anthony. I listen to Anthony Edwards all day. Somebody else. I'm not tuning into Patrick Beverly. All right. He does, Terry, got some decent basketball takes on some of the things I've seen him. All right. Here is Doug Gottlieb getting in trouble with the world. He did something bad here, Terry. Did you see it?
I'm waiting.
He says the amount of work it takes to be consistent through this mechanical flaw is impressive. Would you fix the form in this shot? Terry?
If
Doug Gottlieb's getting in trouble for this one.
Oh.
If you are telling this woman how to shoot, be quiet.
What he's saying is, once you get to the league, this is what coaches are going to do, whether it's her or anyone else.
Are they?
NBA, I'm talking about NBA. They do. Is any of them? As soon as they get there, the shooting coaches will say, "What he's talking about is that this is the quote: the amount of work it takes to be consistent through her mechanical flaw is really impressive. If you were advising her, would you fix it in the offseason?" Now, there's some other video that goes with this, not from him, but Terry, what they're saying is that because of that right there, one of the reasons she can't go right. If all of her videos, all of her scoring, and they're talking about how the WNBA, they're going, they figure out defenses and tendencies, is that they're going to figure her out because she can't go right. All of her scoring, she cuts back left to set up that shot to shoot that way. So that's one of the things, and that's what Doug's talking about here. And for people that don't understand it, and what Terry's about to say, she scored 21 points. Who cares?
She did. She had 21 last
But
night.
again,
against some of the best defensive players that are in.
Right. What again he's saying, and what a lot of people that play basketball say is that they're going to figure that out quick. Lamelo, that's how he kind of shoots, right? But his is lower. So the thing is that Doug is really talking about shooting mechanics there with that. Like that is actually really bad. But what he's but she shoots good
hard.
for it.
Yeah, it's hard for me.
Is that not an upper body strength thing though?
It is, but it's
a girl.
hard for me to take a person, even if I had Caitlin Clark, and change her if she keeps nailing everything she puts up.
Right,
and
I'm like, you're so comfortable with this. Why should I change it?
My point guard this year shot with both hands, Terry. And when I mean both hands, he would shoot, and depending on which way he was going, he would fall through either way. I said, which hand do you shoot with? He goes, I don't know. But he was my leading scorer. So like you're saying, I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell him.
Yeah.
So that's what and Doug even asked the question, would you fix it at all? So that's his say for you folks on the radio and shooting. She's got the ball to her left eye, shooting out of her right eye, and
she done that from as a kid.
Straight up, like
it's just like Curry. It's a Curry kind of thing.
Terry Zach's right about that. It's probably it's an upper body strength. Curry shot that way because Jordan shot perfect, like they're supposed to. He had the upper body strength in the exact mechanical form. Curry does not shoot that way. So, like Terry says, do you change it at all? Probably not.
I do not.
Until we see that it becomes an issue if defenses do start shutting her down.
Until defenders start being like, hey,
this is how she learned when she was Bell's age.
This is not This is the issue is not necessarily mechanics. Reggie Miller had some of the most unorthodox mechanics of a shooter. Now, granted, his form was not off center like that photo showing. But the issue for her is going to be spacing and quick release. If she continues to give herself spacing and is able to have a quick release, just like Steph, to y'all's point, she's going to be fine.
Sometimes I look at stuff and I think sometimes you cannot change stuff. That's like trying to take Shaquille O'Neal and get him to shoot free. I'd just like to know how many people ever tried to teach this guy how to shoot a free throw. You know?
Well, Terry, he's.
He never did learn.
I know. You should learn how to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All it is a free throw.
You get paid millions of dollars. You just can't walk up here and figure that out. That's the easiest thing in the world. What else was he doing in the gym?
I know. And you can't sit there and tell me how many people tried to work with him on that.
Zach, what am I watching here? Is this MJ?
Yeah. Jim is a 4-letter word for Shaq.
22 years old. Now, you see all these athletic moves, and you remember young Jordan do all this. Just wait a minute.
He's 80. That's an 85.
I'm going to show you the one I'm impressed with here in a second.
I agree, Zach.
It is, everyone wants to talk about the dunks and the jump, but right now when he gets hot, it's tough to even guard. And
good spacing.
The thing I like about him more than
this right here, look.
That was a walk.
It's a walk.
That was a walk.
No, not in today's NBA. It's not, but it was a walk.
Kobe invented that one. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it right here, guys. What am I watching right here? Watch this. Watch this. Get some.
That's Jordan. That's Jordan right there.
The thing I like about him is his
he's 22
mindset.
years old. If he's got that shot, they're done.
That's Jordan. That's Jordan after coming out of retirement the first time.
Can't stop him going to the rim, and he's got this in his arsenal. Look, Bradley Beal.
Consistent.
Bradley Beal's 6'7" in his face.
If he can consistently hit that
and
shot,
falling away.
Yeah, and falling. I mean that's textbook Jordan right there, and Kobe.
His troubles.
And he's got the I'm the best player on the court attitude.
Yes,
that's what I like about him.
Jokic said it's going to be a fun series. He says he likes playing with Anthony. He's a fun guy to be around.
I don't know if they can beat the Nuggets though.
The Nuggets will be their Celtics for Jordan when Jordan first made the playoffs.
It'll be close. Here's
but
Tom's.
I
here's
bet it goes
Tom's
7.
favorite. Terry, I'm ready for you now. Here's Tom's favorite player. He makes fun of Draymond Green, Terry, but I'm going to give you some credit here. Embiid is dirty, Terry.
That's dirty, yeah.
Who's dirty, Embiid or Draymond?
Well, he shouldn't have come down the lane.
That's the second time. He actually whacked him in the head.
What? There's
game
more?
before that.
Shouldn't have come down the lane. Shouldn't be underneath my feet.
That's just basketball player.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh,
no-
then
He's gonna fall down.
Then he stepped on his ankle.
Well, I mean,
Then he flopped after kneeing him in the groin, elbow to the groin,
that happens all
kick to
the
the
time.
groin.
Oh
He
God!
got kicked and elbowed in the same play. The flop on the free throw the other night was pretty good. That was the most illegal screen I've ever seen. Terry, who's dirtier, Embiid or Draymond?
Draymond.
Okay, you did.
Draymond don't grab. I mean, he grabs people around their neck.
That's true.
There's video proof of him.
Well said,
kicking
Terry.
People in the groin.
That's on account of you shouldn't be doing stuff to my players.
Draymond wouldn't
He's
kick him.
taking
Draymond
care
would just
of
flat
my
out
players.
grab you or punch you there. That's the difference.
Draymond takes care of his players.